Good morning and good evening, team. I think live started in YouTube. Please let me know whether able to hear my voice or not. Hi, team. Good morning again. Good evening. So at 6, we will exactly start a short recap on last class topic. Then we will start the coding. So especially as Zoom team, if you have any queries, you can parallelly message me in the Zoom chat, or else you can unmute and ask me directly so that then and there I can clear your doubts. Same way, YouTube team, if you have any doubt, you can post it in the comments. There will be a lag, but definitely at the end I will try to answer those queries. So let me start the recording. It's time. So last week we have seen a couple of important topics which are very, very important, especially in terms of interview, like iframes, then validating text. So these, I think from last week onwards, whatever we started, every topic is very important. So don't skip any topic, try to code it by yourself. Then only it will be easy for you to answer any type of interview questions. So this week, now let's try to focus more about mouse and keyboard event, which are very widely used in the automation project. In terms of interview, not that much important, but once you clear an interview, if you are into any project, definitely you will be using all these mouse and keyboard event, which are very simple today's topic. Tomorrow only it will be quite complicated topics like web table we may start, uh, like multiple browser. For today, let's focus on some easy topics. So let me open the slide. So for mouse and the keyboard event, first point to remember is we have to use the actions class. So all the methods, whatever we are going to use for mouse and keyboard event, which are available inside this action class only. So to use those method, what we have to do, we have to create the object instance. So action class object name equal to new action class constructor. So here we are passing the driver object. After this, using the object, First example, moving the mouse, just keeping the mouse pointer above any element, that we call it as tooltip. So this is also tooltip. You can see Selenium automation and it is giving the path of this file. So this is one perfect example of tooltip. So to implement that, object dot move to element, which web element, above which web element you have to go and keep mouse pointer. So here the Google search box, then dot perform. This will show us the exact that tooltip option. And in addition to that, whenever we deals with the tooltip, we have to validate that particular the message which is displaying. So mostly, to my knowledge, that particular value will be saved in the title attribute. So with the help of get, that object dot get attribute title, try to get the actual tooltip message during the runtime, and we will know what is the expected tooltip message. If both of the values are same, then we can say this is a same. Both the messages are same. And what is the tooltip message? By chance, if it is not same, then you must print both actual and the expected tooltip. And in some of the assignment, when I go through it, again, you are not giving importance to these two lines. You're just mentioning both of them are not same. So it means this will make you to do manual testing again. So these 2 points, whenever you're trying to validate anything, it's a text or whatever it is, always print both the actual and the expected message, because this is a log. We will be printing it in the reporting system. So don't skip these two lines. I have already mentioned in the comments. So update your program and upload it again. Same way, let's move on to, after tooltip, the next program. So we have, the slide is mentioned with image, but we went for search box. So next program, how to perform the double click. So all the mouse event we are going to perform, and you can see this is the URL where you can perform the mouse event. So after launching this URL, you have to double click this. So if you double click, you will get a successful message. You have done a double click. This is just for our confirmation. In this example, you just launch a browser and then double click that. So that's it. Then close the browser. You no need to validate this particular message. That is this particular message. You no need to do it. And let's try to do this example with the help of Firefox browser. So till now we were doing with the help of Chrome, right? Now we will try to implement this from today. Today class will be of with the help of Firefox browser. So for that, first thing, we have to download the Firefox driver. So let me Selenium download this thing, selenium.dev. We have already downloaded for Chrome browser. Now we will do it for Firefox. Technically, this Firefox browser, it is called as Gecko driver, Gecko, Gecko driver. So in the code also we will be mentioning this name only. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. It is Gecko driver, means it's a Firefox driver. And just click on the documentation. So here it will take you to the page. Just scroll down, and so here you will have mapping between releases and all the version details. Everything you can find it here. So I will click on this Gecko driver releases. It will take you to the GitHub page. So this link, mostly it is a fixed link. I'm just pinking you all in the chat. You can use it for reference. 1 minute. Let me parallel link to others also. Yes. And it is saying what is the latest version. So it is some 0.03 version, and you can see the files. If it is a Linux, Mac, window. So window means always remember Win64, because Win32 there is no more, Windows 32 there is no more support from the Microsoft. So Win64 only we are using right now, but still they are giving this one, because some may use Windows 7 also, for that only they are giving. Always go with the Win64. Just click this, it will download it. So the downloader is completed. Something for scanning, no needed. Okay, keep any. Okay, show in folders. Just cut, go to the C drive. We have Selenium automation setup. So many files, I have it. Just Selenium. Okay. Setup. Okay, I'll put it here. Paste. Gecko driver 64. I will extract here. This is a file we needed. Let's copy and put it into our driver folder here. Just Control C, Control V. No need to refer the hard-coded path. We will, as usual, how we did for Chrome driver, we will do it for the Gecko driver. Copy and paste it here. After pasting, if it is not showing, you just refresh it, it will show you. So Gecko driver is done. This step is done. Now the next step, 1 minute. Stay in line. So the Firefox driver. This is how the Firefox will be there. And click on this symbol here. And again, go to the help. In the help, you can see about Firefox. This, if you click, automatically it will be updated. Firefox is up to date. So 99 some version, and see it's a 64-bit. So that's the reason I told go with the 64-bit. Okay. Firefox is also updated. Okay. Let this be here. Now, the example, that is this particular demo QA page, we are going to double click, we are going to do with the help of Firefox. So handling, double click, public static void main finish. So we know one thing. Let's try to compare and learn it. Then it will be easy for you to remember. So we know how to launch the Firefox driver. First, we have to set the system property for the, we have learned for the Chrome driver. So for that, we have to set the system property, WebDriver, Chrome.driver. This is the key and the value, path of it. And then creating the object instance or creating the object in the WebDriver interface for the Chrome browser. Now, this we are going to update for Firefox. So Firefox. So what is the first thing? Instead of Chrome, the key is you have to type Gecko, Gecko. Exactly the driver spelling here, Gecko, Gecko. So it is webdriver.gecko.driver. This is the key, first thing. And what is the key and value? We have to give the name of this one. So Control C. It is gecko driver.exe. So don't rename it. When you see this file name, or from that you can get the answer, like what to mention it here. So webdriver.gecko.driver. For Chrome browser, you will mention Chrome, but for Firefox, you won't say Firefox, you will say Gecko driver. First step. So you're doing the system property for the Firefox driver. The key is webdriver.gecko.driver and the path of it. So the path of it mentioned. Now creating instance of Firefox driver. So what here big difference is WebDriver object name equal to new. Now you have to type Firefox driver. That's it. Semicolon. And it will give the warning symbol and see import Firefox driver. org open QA selenium.firefox. By chance, if you make any typo error, it will correct you. So it is Firefox driver. So this is the step. So let's first check whether this is launching or not. Our mentioned URL. Page URL. What is the URL? String URL equal to so this one. Okay. After that, after launching the URL using driver.get URL, let's try to maximize this. driver.manage.windows.maximize. So this will launch. First, this will launch the empty Firefox tab. Then it will navigate to the mentioned URL, and finally it will maximize. Run as Java application. So it is launching. And see, this is how you can differentiate the whenever you use Firefox in this place, it will be like this one. But for Chrome, it will not be like this. So it is launching, and you can cross check here also. Here. It's about the Firefox. So in Firefox, the URL is launched. Let me close this. And one more important point, especially when you're new to the coding. Remember, mostly even in our batches, they ask me like, is my program is correct or not? See, whenever you get this red color means it is not like it is wrong. These are all the logs we are getting it while interacting with the browser. When you have to worry about it is if you get any exception, you already know what is an exception. If you get that exception, the program will not proceed for the next line. In that particular step, it will get failed. At that time only, you have to worry about it. First point. And second thing, the log for Chrome browser, mostly it will be very less. But for Firefox browser, the log you will get a lot. Maybe when we execute more programs, you can see you'll be getting a lot of this red color. You no need to get worried about it. Only if it is something like exception handling or something like it is not allowing to move on to the next step, then you have to worry about it. So this is a one question you will get whenever you code it. So we are launched and maximized successfully. Now, what is our requirement? Precondition is done. With the help of Firefox browser, we completed this. Now, double click on that particular button. Okay, let's try to double click it. So here, inspect, right click about that, inspect. And you can see ID is double click me, type, class. We have so many things. Since ID is that, we'll go with the ID. Let's try to declare it, declaring the web element. So web element object name. Object name always give like how it is mentioned here. Double click me. That will be easy for you to understand it as double click me. This is how you should sometimes in the project I can't tell to every member like you follow your own way of naming the methods or naming the variables. So naming the web element, this will create a big confusion. So what we will do exactly how it is mentioned in the application. If it is too big, make it short. That's fine. But here it's a self-explanatory. Double click me. That name I gave it. Lower camel casing. Then driver dot find element y dot id value semicolon. Let's import the web element, and there are some shortcuts there. If you press automatically, it will import. My personal suggestion, don't use that because here only one import is there. For some particular thing, there will be a lot of imports. For example, this is just creating. Mostly, this is another mistakes everyone will do it. See builder. This particular package is available in almost 114 packages. So what will happen if you not maybe like at least like 40 to 50 it is showing import in Java, in .NET, ORG, OpenKey, Selenium is there. So in a lot of things like for it is available. So what my personal suggestion, if you press some shortcut key, it will always go with the first option. Sometimes when we import a wrong package means the code will not work. The worst part is it will not throw the error also. Everything, no, it will not throw any error, but still your code will not work. So always when you are following my code, but still it is not working. I'm saying the canvas portal, the code is there, you're following exactly, but still it is not working means first thing what you should do is go and check it here. Whether, because sometimes it will be like this, it will be hidden. You have to click on this button so that you can see is there everything is belong to the Selenium package. This is a one evergreen mistake. Most of them will do it, and it is very, very tough to identify why the script is not working accordingly. So now we imported the web element manually. You also follow the same way. After that, we have to perform the mouse event. For that, again, create the actions class object. So actions, class name, object name equal to new, then actions, pass the driver object. Again, import. Only one import, so there is no big problem. So how can I do it? Object name. See, there are two ways we can do it. Usually it will confuse most of them, but I will teach both the things because sometimes you will work in a maintenance project. They will use some other way. First one is method one. which is widely used, that is using double click method. This is the latest way. So what is that? Object name dot type D. You will have, see, double click is there, one method, and another method, double click web element target. So what you have to do is go with the second one. And what is the web element? Nothing but this one, that particular button. Since we already initialized, that's why we are getting it in the suggestion. That's it. Then dot, it is perform. So what exactly this code will do is it will double click. This out. I'll say like button is double clicked. Okay, something like that. Let me execute. Then I'm not using dot close, but in assignment, make sure driver dot close you have to mention, or driver dot exit. So I'm running it. Application launch, navigating to the mentioned URL, and it performed the double click. See, you have done the double click. It means it's executing perfectly. Okay, this is a one way. Mostly we have to use when you're writing some new script in your project. Go with this. This way is much better. And another way is also there. Method 2, that is using the move to element method. So let me comment this. Alternative way, object dot. Now what you are saying is you're moving the mouse to about this particular button, just like this. So it is like after launching, you are saying like move my mouse above this, double click me. So dot move to element, above which element, double click me. After moving it, then what you do, you just perform the double click. So dot perform. Additionally, so instead of directly giving one method, you're using two methods. First, you're moving the mouse pointer above that and then performing the double click. This will also will work. Let me execute and show you. Application launched. Say it perform. You have done a double click. So either way is correct. My personal advice, always go with a direct method which is available. Most of the mouse event can be done with the help of move to element also. But when you have something direct method with what object you have to perform, this will have high probability of success. Sometimes this may fail because you're moving the mouse pointer above that. At that time, if someone is just playing with the mouse, or sometimes there you will be executing in multiple VDI machine and you will minimize it, the browser size will reduce. At that time, the mouse pointer will not place it in the right position. So it will more chance for getting failure. I'm talking about real project. Especially in real time, you will be executing like 100 test case in different VDI machines in different environment. So what we will do, we will have only two monitors. So first VDI you will open and execute it, and you make it like a small, you just minimize it, keep it in a small size of VDI thing. VDI means it is virtual machine. So I think here what we will say, I forgot that name here. I'll show that later. So it's like when you minimize that VDI, it will be like this. Sometimes like this, it will be happening. So see that particular options will get hide. So more possibility that the script will fail. So whenever what the explanation I said is it's for almost all mouse event. So whenever we have some method which has a direct implementation, go with it. So next example, I will not teach this, but remember sometimes when we see maintenance project, they will use like they written like 5 or 6 years before. They will be followed this one. As a script is getting failed means sometimes it will pass, sometimes it will fail. What you have to do, just comment that and update with the latest code so that this will work without any issue. Driver dot close. So double click is done. So everyone clear? Zoom team and also YouTube. Everyone clear about this particular topic? Yeah, thumbs up makes me happier. Welcome, Krishna. Just now read your message. Okay. Just in case if you're not getting it, please put a message in comment. Okay. Yeah. What the query is, you can also use build dot perform. This will first create the chain of action, one method, two method. It will first create that chain and execute, that is perform. Nowadays, in the perform itself, the build action is implemented. So it's not like mandatory you should mention build.perform. Directly you can mention .perform. But when you buy some online books and all, they will be mentioning like build.perform. Both the things are correct only. So the next program, if you have any doubt, you can always message me. Double click is done. Mostly it will not be asked in interview because the question itself having an answer. What is the method for double click means? It's a double click only, nothing different here. But for right click, you can ask an interview question. What is the method you will use it for? Right click. You can note it down. Right click is nothing but context click. And good part is we will be learning all these same examples, even Python using robot framework, same names only, even in robot frameworks, they will be using it. So it will be very easy at that time if you understood in Selenium. So double click done, then right click. For right click, again, we are using the Firefox and the URL is, okay, you asked the URL, right? Let me ping it. So this is for double click and this one is for right click. So you can use these demo sites to learn or try with other examples also. And now double click, sorry, right click. You can see this button. I'm doing it manually, right clicking above that. So with this, the requirement is getting completed, but still we try to select some value. So how to perform right click is the requirement. After that, selecting anything, you can select edit, cut, copy, paste, delete. So when you click on it, you will get this alert box, that is clicked delete. So we are clicked at the delete one and click on OK. I think still the pop-up is not completed. iframe only we did. I will give you just an overview how to handle by clicking on OK. So let's focus on the main primary focus is how to right click. That is our requirement. And selecting this is easier. This is alert box, alert pop-up. We will see it in a separate program, but still I will teach you those code. So this is handling right click. I will update the URL. So the URL is this one. After launching, we have to right click. So right click means first we have to inspect that particular web element. Usually what we will do, above that we will right click and go to the inspect. But this is a right click button. So here that will not work. So how to inspect this right click means you can right click anywhere in the application other than above this particular button. So maybe here also is fine. Just go to inspect. After this, you can see this option here, this one. So what you have to do is click on that. And if you move mouse pointer above every web element, parallelly here, it will show it. See, logo and href link. Same way, when I keep mouse pointer above the right click me and just click, normal click, and it will take you to the respective one. And you can see it's a right click me. When I keep mouse pointer on the span tag class, right click me, it is getting highlighted in the application. In sense, it means we are perfectly in that. So right click, copy XPath. So let me put that XPath here. Actually, this is not the way we have to give the XPath in the automation projects. We have to create our own XPath. I will be teaching you in a separate class. But since I felt like since everyone is submitting assignments in a very good way, you can learn a little bit complicated things from now onwards. So if you're not getting, no problem, but still, let me give an heads up. So it says span tag, SPAN, span tag, and then we are using the contains method. In that, we are using the text method, and what is the value of text. You're not getting anything, no problem. We have a separate class for this, but this is how you have to write it in your project. This is the one Chrome browser is giving, but this makes sense. By seeing this, someone can understand. So click here, press Ctrl F and paste it here. This is highlighting in the yellow color. It means one of one, only one object is there, highlighting in yellow color. So this means if here it is highlighting in yellow means in the code it will work. Here itself it is not highlighting in yellow, then you are getting multiple value means during execution it will not work. So I will use this one, web elements. It is right click me, that is the name of that particular button, equal to driver dot find element by dot XPath, this one, semicolon. Just I'll bring it in the chat also. When you start coding it, use XPath like this. Then import it. Okay. Right click means done. Let's try to code it. Okay, so queries. It is for that we have to create the actions class object, actions class object name. It can be any name, new action class, passing the driver object, and import that class package. Now the object name dot, the right click here is mentioned as context click, and again two things are there. We'll go with the specifically right click on which one, on that particular button. right click me button. So again, if I put perform, with that it is getting completed. Let me execute. This is not fully implemented. Like this, you will get it. We will implement other codes also, but still, first we will check whether the right click is working or not. So run as Java application. So it is navigating to the URL, and you can see the right click action is performed. It means our code is working perfectly. Now, with actually in real time scenario, this is not with this, we have to select some value, right? So let's see, let's inspect and see those value. You can't inspect directly like that. Right click inspect, it will not work. So how can I inspect? Right click, go to the inspect. Now right click above this and come here. I'm doing it again. Inspect, come to this page. Right click above this button, you will get this menu. Then click on inspect this and move it. Like edit, cut, copy, paste. Let's go to the delete. Yes, it is taking you to the respective one. See, it is highlighting. Same way, I can also just click here. You can take XPath this also, or else Control F. Directly, I can type it here. It is span. So / tag name, and then using the contains method, in that using the text method, what is that value? The value is, it is delete. Yes, it is highlighting. See, yellow color 1 of 1. Let me give this as an XPath. So here, web element, this is paste option equal to driver dot find element by dot XPath, this one. You, as of now in the assignment, you can't do these things, but still you can copy and use like this also. This is also fine. But after completing the XPath topic, I will ask you to go and update your code. Because in interview, this is like heart of automation, object identification. So if I want to validate a candidate, means what I will do, I will screen share. One question is launch the browser. With this, I can identify this person knows to code it or not. Then the next level of question is, I'll ask, okay, can you write XPath here and show me that how will you identify some object? So that shows how good the person in creating the XPath. Only a good programmer can do it, not the person who execute the automation. So like this only in the interview, we can able to differentiate each candidates. So that's why I'm saying, don't feel lazy. Once you complete an assignment, then it's over. Wherever you use this direct XPath, go and update with this particular relative customized XPath. So this is also done. Now let's try to complete that fully. So what we are doing, action dot, for right click, it is context click. In quizzes and all, they will ask what is the method to choose the right click. It is context click dot. Then what we have to do, you have to select nothing but click the paste option dot perform semicolon. So like this also you can type it, but if you see in some cases it will be very lengthy. So what most of them will do is, after this they will enter and put dot, like it will be easy for us to learn. So it's like after that you can give, I'm giving a pass instance. After right click, it will wait for 3 seconds just for demo purpose. Dot click, selecting the paste option. Dot perform semicolon. So even in single line you can do it, or else you can do it like this also. Readability, this it will be easy for anyone to understand what exactly this program is for. And this pass 3 is again just for demo. In real time they will not mention this, but in chance but if you want to see it this clearly means you can do it. So object, right click, passing it for 3 seconds, and then you are selecting the paste option. When we complete this, automatically what will happen? It will open that exact pop-up. This, that is click delete, and see how the UI. If you see the same thing in the Chrome browser, it is showing in the top. If you see it in the Firefox, it is showing in the middle. In sense, unless you click this OK, you can't perform other action. So that's why we are asked us to do the cross-browser testing. Same test case we have to execute in all the important browsers, and make sure our script is working fine. For this reason only. So let's try to execute again. Run as Java application. So launching the application. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. I'll execute again. Run as Java application. So URL is getting launched. Right click should happen. After 3 seconds, it should click on delete button, delete option. Now we got that menu. This is the alert box. We have to click on OK. That's another program. But as of now, I will just, for time being, because incompletely we should not leave something. For time being, to click on OK button, click on OK button. It is driver dot switch to dot alert dot accept. We have one big program to explain about this concept. Till that, wait. This is accept means click on OK button. So even here you can give thread dot sleep 3 seconds. You can see that it will handle that particular pop-up. Interrupt exception. Java application. This pause 3 seconds, thread dot 3 seconds, all only for the demo purpose. Right click, select delete, then click on OK. Okay, yes, it's working. Is everyone clear till now, team, about how to perform right click? We have seen so many concepts here, just an introduction to creating some XPath, customized XPath, but still just an introduction. This is how it should be in all the project. And then instead of writing it in a single line, we can split like line by line, like dot, dot, dot. This is another way to code it. That's it. So I'm seeing the text. We will have a separate program at that time. I'll explain it. As of now, you're trying to switch to the control alert. That's an alert pop-up, and dot accept means clicking on OK. That's it. Driver dot. If it is cancel means dot dismiss. We have one big program. three types of alert box we have it. At that time, I will give a very good explanation. See, alert box, confirm alert box, prompt alert box. That's one like 17 lines of program, very big program. At that time, we'll get more clarity. As of now, if you see this code in the Canvas portal, you should not get confused. You're just switching the control to that alert box and clicking on OK. OK means it is called as .accept. So this program is also done. Now the next one, double click, right click, drag and drop. So I hope till now everyone is clear. Okay. Paste. What paste? Okay, fine. Type error. Thank you so much. Who it is? Krishna. Thank you so much, Krishna. I've totally typed. It's a typo error. We gave a wrong name. Paste right instead of delete. I just typed paste. Thank you, Krishna. Control F and this X path. You can use it. You can use it. Okay. Then the next one, drag and drop. Again, it's an easy one. Let's first go to the URL and understand what is drag and drop manually. This is the URL. Okay. Drag and drop means you're just dragging. In mouse, we will click and will not leave it. Click and drag it. No, that is what drag and drop. So your click, I didn't release that button. After going here, I will release the mouse button. That's it. Drop. Refresh again. Drag and drop. And you can see it here. Initially it's drop here, drag me. Now it is changing the color. Dropped. And remember one thing, manually, you can't, even the manual functionality, you can't do the vice versa. That is moving from here to here. Will it change? Actually, that is not the functionality of drag and drop here. So it changes. So how to automate this is the one we are going to see now. Right click. Handling, and I type H in small letter, it is giving some warning. So it's like correcting us. Handling, drag and drop. Public static void main finish. Let's copy this code again. Again, don't copy paste when you do the assignment. By heart these two lines, because that is like coding. Many of the interviews, screen sharing and asking you to code for, can you launch for Chrome, Firefox, Edge? So you should know about those things. This is the URL. And if you have noticed here in the application, there are two types of object. One is drag me. It can be here, it can be here, it can be here, anywhere. And another one is drop here. Let's try to find exactly. Let's inspect. Right click and inspect. So this is what the drag me. For example, it is here. Then if you inspect, then also it will showing it. So irrespective of whatever be the position, it's not an issue. It is properly highlighting. ID is there, class there. Always we will go with the ID. First one ID is draggable. This is drag me button. And same way, let's try to inspect drop here. droppable. ID again. This is drop here. Okay, fine. Let's try to initialize that first. Web element, first one is drag me. It is drag me equal to driver dot find element by dot id, and what is the value of it? It is draggable. Semicolon imported. And next one, web element, I think it is drop here. Yes. Make sure you're properly selecting without space by dot id, draggable, droppable. Two objects we are using here. So I have declared it. I have initialized it. Then only while coding, it will give some suggestions to us. Okay. Now, again, we have to create the action class. Okay. Just it's like an cross check. It's been a long time. I'm not asking any question. Just type select Mac. Actually, in the Zoom, you can reply only to me. I have to create an object instance for the actions class and pass the driver object. What is the syntax you will use it here? So just type and ping me. Same thing, even YouTube tip can do it. I'm just giving 2 minutes of time. There is no sample code because you're listening this for almost 3 to 4 examples. Just what to say, just think about it. Don't refer anything. It's just cross-checking your observation skill. You can improve it even if it's a mistake, but just give a try without looking into anywhere in the internet. Yeah, summary, so quick, thank you. And it's an actions class. So started with correct one, ended with wrong one. Anyhow, that's a good try. Arun, great. Sai, great. Super. Praveen, correct. I know some connected through mobile. I understood. That's fine. Robot. Great. What about other than Arun in YouTube? You don't want to expose your name here. 8 of them watching. Okay, most of them answered. It is action class object equal to new actions class passing the driver object. So this is how you should tell. And just import it. Now let's try to perform drag and drop. So it is action object type dr. See, you're getting drag and drop. One is directly drag and drop, another one is drag and drop by some offset, x offset, that is coordinates. So second one, never try it. First one is always best for drag and drop, even in Karate framework, that is using the Python. Drag and drop. What is the source? From where? That is drag me option. What is the destination? Here they mentioned source and the target. See the suggestion it is giving tooltip. The destination is, sorry, the target is drop here. That's it. Drag and drop dot perform. It will work. Great, Avita. You replied. Good. So let's try to execute this code and see how it is working. Mostly everyone will forget passing the driver object, but everyone replied, that's great. Drag and drop. It's perfectly working. Okay, this is also done. Driver dot close. So in terms of interview, just if you are in interview, you can't ask this question. What is a method for drag and drop? What is a method for double click? From the question itself, you have the answer. But for right click, remember it is context click. Some quizzes, you'll have this question. At that time, choose properly. Content click, content click, context click, right click. Like that, someone may confuse you. It is context click. This is also done. Let's move on to the next program. I hope it's easy for you all. Yes. The main one, the hero, mouse hover. One of the most widely used functionality nowadays in all the website, that is mouse hover. Okay, let's me close this. Go here. What is a mouse hover? Mouse over is nothing but when you move mouse point above any object, like in this example, I'm moving above QA automation. It is giving me course completion, A to Z automation training and practice automation. I didn't click. I just kept my mouse pointer above that QA automation link. It is giving some suggestion. Same way, when I mouse over above practice automation, once again it is giving me some suggestion. Not suggestion, it is giving me, sorry, it's not a suggestion, it is showing me those hidden links. So this is called mouse over functionality. Mouse over, mouse over, mouse over. And you can check this in any of the website, like mostly on Flipkart, Amazon. You will have everything is designed with the mouse over. See, when I move mouse pointer above groceries, no, there is no error mark, but fashion, see, fashion, and for every mouse over, it is showing me. But these many links are already, it is presented in the application, but it's all in the header. Electronics, home, and this it's giving appliances. So this is a very, very important functionality. I'm showing a live application. Any application, you go with Amazon, you will have this. This one, it's a mouse over. Luckily, these guys removed it. Okay, but it is not mouse over. You have to click it, and then only it is showing the next one. But many website, go IBIBO. Again, if you could go here, you will get it. Clear my trip. Clear trip. Make my trip. I've seen somewhere else. Make my trip. This one. Sure. Okay. If you log in, then automatically, initially this page will be here till buses. Then this cabs, visa, and chartered flight activities and all. You have, if you mouse over, it will show like this. So this website's all like live website. So when you keep a mouse pointer above any menu, it will show all the hidden links. Mostly all the links only, they will keep it like this. So this is similar to handling the link, but the problem here is all the links are hidden. We can't see it unless you keep above QA automation. You can't see these options. So let's try to automate this scenario, first let's try to mouse over above this, select any of this value, and then mouse over above this like this. Level by level, let's increase the complexity. Very widely used functionality. Right click, handling, mouse over. But it's very easy if you understood the concept. We already started using some methods. I'm going to combine one or two programs in here, handling, tooltip, everything together. So the URL, this is a URL, I'm going to use it. So after launching this, we have to mouse over. Again, it's an action class, so actions, object equal to new, action class, pass the driver object, return. Okay, here, let's try to parameter. Let's always try to code how we do it in projects. We have a link called Q.A automation link. And we have another link. So first let's mouse over above this and then click on A to Z automation training. First level, first menu. So directly we can do that. So web element, the object name, it is QA automation. Automation equal to driver dot find element y dot XPath, link text, partial link text, anything is fine. I'm going with link text. So exactly in capital QA automation. Same way we will do it in Python also. I'm just giving, because we have that module also in our training. Same way, link text, partial link text, same story. There also will come. So you're giving exactly how it is mentioned in the application object. Now what we should do, I should move my mouse pointer above this QA automation. It is nothing but tooltip one. What we did for tooltip, we just kept the mouse pointer above that image or text box. It is showing some tooltip text. Same way, when we keep mouse pointer above QA automation, it will show the list. That's it. Simple. So what we should do is action dot move to element. Which element? QA automation dot perform. That's it. Now let's execute. It will keep mouse pointer. This method will keep mouse pointer at middle of that particular object. That's how book definition. Right click, run it. See here, it's working. Now all the links it is showing. That is these links. Okay, I want to click on A to Z automation training. This is now like how we will perform the click operation. That is driver dot find element by dot partial link text. Let me put A to Z. Is that way it is coded? A to Z partial dot click. Without this code, if I execute this one, without this one, it will say that particular object is not found because it is hidden. Unless you keep here, it will not show. So for that only, this mouse or functionality we are getting it. So, and in that link only, what are all the modules and topics we are going to cover? It is already updated 20 modules and the topics. If you want to glance it, you can glance it. A to Z. Is it clicking? No. Okay. What it is saying, I am unable to locate the element. Okay, no such element. It is unable to see that. No problem. Let's queue some
So
other
T capital bro. Two.
Okay. Or else some meaningful name. Automation training. Anyhow, it's everywhere. Okay, fine. Now it will work. T was in small letter. Thank you. Summary. A to Z. Now it's working. See? So all the 20 modules topics will be mentioned here. Okay. The code is working. First level. This is not our requirement, but still, I'm just showing you how to mouse over above QA automation. Now, you can think about it. If I want to mouse over above practice automation, what should I do? Same process. And you don't need to create object instance again and again. You already created it. So the next object will be, that is web element. It is practice automation equal to driver dot find element by dot partial link text. Okay, link text is fine. It's a small word. No? Practice automation. Don't go with automation. Year one automation is the practice automation. Practice automation. Okay. So if you don't know, right click, inspect. It will take you to that particular one. You can copy this also. It will be perfect. Dot. So this is an object. Now I have to mouse over above that. What should I do? Action dot move to element. Which element? Practice automation dot perform. That's it. Let's execute. If we execute, what it should happen? It should do like this and then like this. You should be able to see these three things. And whenever you do any automation, any number of end-to-end test case, always first we have to launch the home page. From that page only we have to navigate it. In sense, this is some mandatory code, you will use it for sure. QA automation, practice automation. Now you can able to see registration form, alert pop-up, multiple windows, pip table. So we are going to see all those topics one by one. When you do an assignment, make sure you should not directly navigate to registration form. You should navigate to home page and then you have to mention this code. So now it is click on which link? Registration form. So driver dot find element by dot partial link text. Right click, inspect, or else settings will not be here. Right click, inspect. Yes, I'm not giving a full value because full value is not a good option. This may change some special character and all that. I'm giving a partial value. Better copy paste rather than typing. Dot click. That's it. Let's execute. Maybe thread dot sleep or freeze again. Just for demo purpose. Okay. Let's execute. So it should launch. mouse over, wait for 3 seconds, and then mouse over, wait for 3 seconds, and click QA automation, then practice automation, then click on registration form. Yes, it's working. So we have one end-to-end scenario. I will be asking you to do an end-to-end scenario of this particular page. I think you would have started it. Remember, at that time, you should not directly navigate to this URL. Rather than first, you should navigate to home page. From that, you should come like this and then follow this one. So this is how you have to do it in automation projects. Driver dot close. That's it. So everyone clear till now, team, how to do it? Should I directly give like this? If you feel like in real time, what you will do, you will put like registration form equal to, you'll put this. Okay, like this. Anything. This is the right way. Maybe sometimes sure I may not follow some coding standard, but when you submit it for assignments, think like you are already into the project and code according to all coding standards. So everyone clear? I think we are done with all the mouse event. Drag and drop, right click, double click, tooltip. So tooltip only we reused it again in mouse over. Okay. So I think we have time. Shall we move on to next topic? Everyone clear, team? Zoom and YouTube team, just reply me in the chat. Okay, perfect. Okay. Hemant, you wait. Wait will not work here. Thread.sleep only will work here. Just for demo purpose, we have implicit wait, explicit wait, that and all for synchronization issue. We will see it later. Okay, perfect. The next topic, keyboard events, keyboard interactions. So how to do this? So till now we were doing with the mouse. Now the next example with the keyboard. Okay. Keyboard. Okay. This is also one famous interview question. What do you mean by series of keyboard actions? So first let me explain you the requirement. Why this requirement means, please try to understand. This requirement may not be so logically, but I'm trying to press multiple keys and trying to create some complicated scenario with this example. That's the motive. So keep that point in your mind. What we are doing here is you have to launch Google website. In that, okay, let's do it parallelly. So google.com. Here, when you type here, see, I'm talking about something like few years, like 3 to 4 years before. What is the biggest problem here? This particular page is most complicated page. I don't know how many of them notice this or not. Whenever you type anything, any value, maybe let me type that value and show it. Selenium. Okay. If you observe this Google search, I am feeling lucky. This is some recent code update happened in Google. Initially, you can't you can't see these two options because it will be hidden behind this. So this is like suggestion box. Exactly how this will work. This is a data science, data structure concept. Whatever you type some word, it will go and check it in their database, and the maximum number of views, whatever someone is searching it, the search engine algorithm will suggest, okay, after Selenium, are you trying to find these things? Like this. See, Selenium training in camera, download. So these are all the famous search keywords happening for this word. When I type next word, it will give another suggestion. So this is like a dojo box, I think so, DOJO. So it's a suggestion. It's not a drop down. It's not a list. This you can't inspect at all because this is directly coming from the database, purely the suggestion. A database means a dynamic data. We don't know where this objects and all is located. So what's the problem here is when you type here, I'm talking about old problem, like 4 years before, these buttons will not be available. So mostly to my knowledge, I'm damn sure 90% of them, 99 also, usually you will search and press enter or you will use mouse. Just say it. Just think and think. Mostly how you will do Google search. You will type and press enter. So this is what we are going to apply it here. This is how most of them will do it. We are not going to use both mouse and keyboard. So you are typing and press enter. So in olden days, even in coding also, this Google search and I'm feeling lucky will be behind the suggestion. So we can't inspect. If you inspect and you try for some searching, this will come and hide these two values, or script will fail. So what we have to do, we have to use keyboard event. Nothing but how exactly a user is doing using the keyboard. So press the enter. This is what I'm going to perform here. First part, Selenium. Any idea what will happen if we type by pressing shift key? Any idea? By pressing shift key in your keyboard, if you type, it will be in the uppercase. See, instead of typing just Selenium, what I'm going to do, I'm pressing shift key and typing, and it should get like this and enter. Why like this requirement means this is equivalent to using the keyboard action. Just one keyboard action means enter, those things mean single activity. But here pressing the shift means multiple keys you are using, because you are pressing the shift and then typing. You're not removing it from the finger. Even you can use caps lock, but for this requirement, just think like, for example, you want to press control shift delete. If you want to press alt F4, which is for closing the application. So how can you perform using the automation code? Such type of issues you will be come across in most of the application. Remember, this is a cheat code I can suggest you. You're trying to automate something. It is not working. You tried all the method means the last way is using the keyboard interaction. So how you did manual testing with the help of keyboard or with the help of keyboard and mouse, that you have to code it. So series of action, that's what we will say it. Now I am going to perform that requirement only. Mostly when you work in Scrum team, they will not provided, the application may not be fully ready, they may not give a proper locators values. So we can't go and fight with the developers. We have to use keyboard and mouse events to automate it. Mostly Scrum team, this problem will come. So only solution is go with this. What I'm going to teach now definitely will be helpful for you when you're into agile teams. So this is the requirement. Using shift key, type Selenium, then it will get it in capitals, and then enter the search for, just enter search. You press enter button to search for the details. So this one, press shift key and type Selenium, then press enter using keyboard. See, a series of action. You with the pressing something, you're typing it and also you're entering it. That's what a simple word they say, series of keyboard actions. Let's do it. So we are done with the mouse event. Let's create, what name shall we give? Keyboard, board actions. Okay. Okay, let me go back to my favorite browser, Chrome browser. I hope by now everyone understood how to use Firefox. So let me update it to google.com. Okay, fine. Again, this program I will take a time because it is worth to learn this concept. First, what we have to understand is we must know exactly that particular. Oh, I closed all the window. Okay, this text box, I should know it. Right click, inspect, because here only you are going to enter. Always name equal to Q for last one to earliest to my knowledge. So web element, it is, I'll say search box. 1 minute, I saw some lot of comments. Can we use a driver? I'm not getting you. Yeah, that is also a good way. But as of now, for cross-browser testing, I want to teach everything individually one by one. We will see one program using that feature also. No worries. Okay, let's back to the topic. It is search box equal to driver dot find element by dot name. It is Q. Now, again, keyboard events. Keyboard or mouse, action class, action, ACT, or anything new action class, pass the driver object. Okay, this is done. Now comes the most important way. This also we can able to achieve in two way. Method one, using actions class. That's how we do it every time. So object dot, what we are doing now here is we want to keep the mouse pointer exactly where. Here first we have to activate this place. To activate this, what we should do, dot move to element. Which element? It is search box. Okay, after that just visualize. If you're going to type by pressing shift key means what you're doing, you're pressing, it is key down, you're pressing down, right? So that's, we call it as key down. So dot key down. Two is there. When directly we can tell the key what you're going to press, in our example shift key, or else in which web element you are going to press it. So this will have high probability of success. Second one, I'm going with key down in which web element. In search box, what you are doing, first you are pressing the shift key. So how can I tell that in automation code? It is keys dot, now it will tell, or it will display all the keys. See, all the keys. So what is the key we needed? It is shift. You can use left shift or shift, anything is fine. I'll use shift. It means you pressed it, you're still pressing it. So while pressing, you want to type the value. So method is send keys. You can directly say send keys Selenium, but still I want to use the second one because we never used this till now. So I'm just utilizing it. In the search box, type the value, that is Selenium in lowercase, or else you can declare it here, value equal to Selenium. It's all in the lowercase. You can mention that variable. Anything is fine. Input value. Then you typed it. Now you have to remove your finger, right? Obviously. So dot, you're taking out of the keyboard. It is key down, key up. You're just taking the finger. Out of which key? It is shift key. So again, key start shift. So what you're doing is you're launching the application and you're activating this place, pressing the shift key, typing the Selenium and removing your finger from the shift key. This is what you're doing it manually, that we are changing it code like this. So move to that search box, activating it, key down, you're pressing the key. While pressing, still it is pressing, you're trying to send key, you're trying to type something. It's on lowercase. But when you press shift key, now when you see it in the result, it will be in uppercase. Then what you're doing after that, dot send keys, you're entering the value. Yes, you completed typing it. Now just remove your finger, like key hub. Now without enter, let me first execute. And remember, it is a compulsory when you press shift key, you have key down means you have to mention key up. Without this code will not work. So first, without pressing enter, I am executing. So this is like multiple key operation. Control and type something. Control F7, some shortcut. See here, what happened? It launched it, typed Selenium. It's all in the capital. In sense, it pressed the shift key. After pressing the shift key, it typed it. That's why it is in the capital. An invalid scenario, but a complicated scenario can be created like this only. By pressing something, you're doing it. Multiple keys operation. Yes, one key, E one key, L one key. See, these many keys you pressed it in your keyboard by pressing the shift key. Indirect meaning. Now I have to press enter. So that's the next part. So what should I do? I'll give some pass. This pass method is specific to the actions class keyword event. So again, it's in millisecond. Dot, you have to press enter. How can I do it? Using the send keys. See, when the second I type send keys, it itself saying character and the keys. Even the keys also it is mentioning. So send keys. Now keys dot. You can able to see all type of keys. Very important functionality. When you, this is very complicated. In some places you have to press F5 key. Some place you have to press like enter. Some place you have to press down key. So this one line is very important. Directly you can mention it in the code. Action dot send keys dot enter. ENTR. Okay, we are done. And then perform. So a series of actions. Let's see how it works. Okay, whenever I just look into the chat, it is getting hidden. One more time. So launching the application, activating, typing Selenium. After 3 seconds, it should press enter. Yeah, we got it. It means multiple keys actions performed. Series of keyboard action is done. So I'm just doing a recap of this program. Using the method object, action is an object. You're first activating that particular search box. In that, you're going to press the shift key. You're pressing the key down. So key down and entering the value using the send keys method. Directly, you can mention like this also. This is how we have learned till now, but still, this is also correct. Exactly, it will work. Usually, whenever this keyboard and mouse comes, means you have to be very specific, or else it will fail. Because I said this is a cheat code. When you are following a proper roadmap for all the methods, whatever you learned in Selenium, that is not even working, then this is the last option you can do it. So if it's a last option means you have to be very specific. So you're typing on it, and after typing, just remove your finger from the keyboard. It is key up. Which key? It is key start shift. Even without this also fine. But giving it with specific object means it's like 100% accurate. And after that, pressing the enter. Just in keys dot enter, then perform. That's it. It will work. So I want to cross check this. What about everyone clear? Zoom and YouTube team, everyone clear? Because this is mostly you can't find this. This is the biggest cheat code you will be utilizing in automation projects. Okay, I got some replies in Zoom. What about YouTube? Thank you, Anil. Okay, I got one yes, enough. This is the normal way using the action class. Now I have to go to the interview point of view. Series of keyboard, series of action, right? Series of keyboard action. So that is another interview question. Let me comment this. Method 2. This is again like 10 years back maintenance project. You will have this type of coding. No big difference, but still they are asking in interview. I don't know why. So the next method, okay, everyone clear? Got confirmation using action interface. What is interface? We will see that in upcoming classes, Java OOPS concept. But what the first way is actions class. Now action interface. This is totally a different concept. So after creating this object, interface, application, API, IS interface, so we are using some action interface. In that, I am saving a variable. So it's an action as an interface. This is not actions, it is action interface. Variable name, series of actions. And so that it will be in your mind always, some variable. Now it is say. And you will get the suggestion. Go with the Open Q.A Selenium interaction action. It is for desktop, swing, go for the Selenium. Now, same code only, I'm going to type it. Action dot move to element, then pressing the key down on that particular search box. What is the key? It is shift key. After that, I am just press send keys, entering the value on that. What is the value? Okay, we have already initialized na Selenium. value, and then remove your finger key up, which from which key? Shift key. If you want, give a pass 3 seconds. Sometimes it's always a good go with pass because the values we are getting it from the database. Sometimes if database is very slow, application having some performance issue means we have to use pass inside that. Then you have to press send keys directly. Also maybe you can directly give keys dot enter and then dot build. So this is like you're trying to build all this series of chain actions. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 methods. So till now, everyone will use one method dot send keys dot click. But here in this example, 6 methods you have it. You're creating it. So build process happening. After creating the build, what we have to do, it is saved. All this build is completed. It is saved to this variable dot perform. Both of them no big difference, but here we are directly using the actions class, but here we are using the action interface. So you are first creating a build and saving it to a variable. That variable dot perform. In interview, if you tell this, it's more than enough. But they specifically, if they ask, is there any other way you can create series of action means, just tell this one word. It is action interface. So action and how you will do it means first you have to create a build and save it to a variable and then dot perform. So directly you can give it, or this also is fine. Let's run it. Okay, it's perfectly working. Everyone clear till now? How to implement? If you're going to type it in your project, go with this. You no need of any interface and all, because this perform itself will do the build operation, the latest code update. No need of making it more complicated. Directly you give like this. But if you see code like this in some maintenance project, this is also correct. For interview, you have to know we can create a series of action using the actions class and the action interface. Both of them are same weight, but here it is a class, here it is interface. Actions, action. So that's the one. Okay. Driver dot close. This is also done. One more program. Till now, everyone clear? I will see it in the chat. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. That is, we learned how to perform mouse, how to perform keyboard. What about mouse and keyboard? Possibilities are there, right? That's the next program. This is done. So mouse and keyboard. For example, if you want to select multiple documents and just opening a randomly some folder, how you will select? Maybe, okay, anything, maybe C drive, okay, any folder, Selenium. So if you want to select all means, you can press Ctrl A in keyboard. I'm talking about manually how a user will do it. Ctrl A, but I want to select only setup file and gecko means how you will do it. You will press the control key in your keyboard and you will click with the help of mouse. This is how you will do it. I'm sure everyone will have an idea how we will be doing this. Pressing the control key. So this is pressing the control key in sense what? Keyboard event, and performing the mouse event. Keyboard and mouse. So I'm just combining both the concepts together. The last program for today, but it's again a work program. So what is the example for it as this one? Go to this website, selectable. So after launching this one, let me ping this URL to everyone. You have to click on grid, and by pressing control key, select some value. Multiple values. Like this, you can select some 3 values, 4 values. Actually, to be frank, this website, even without pressing control key, you can select multiple values. They didn't properly develop, but okay, just assume like by pressing the control key, like how I said here, by pressing the control key, you are selecting, no, same thing you're trying to implement here. I have a plan of creating this website, trying for some good developers. So by pressing control key, select some 3 value or 4 value. If you know any good web developers, you can ask them to contact me. Maybe we can create some good web pages for automation practice, like e-commerce website. I'm saying for paid one. If you know any guys, you can ask them to message me. So this is mouse multi select mouse keyboard event. Such a big name, but meaningful. Again, there are a lot of programs. Tomorrow also a lot of programs. I think this week assignments, it's going to be tough for everyone. So what is the URL? This is the URL, selectable. So after you are launching this URL, remember by default, it will be list only. We have to click on grid. So inspect grid. So grid, you can use ID, because ID is very easier one. So ID, then you should click on grid. So click on grid. Grid. So driver dot directly I'm giving without initializing it. In the double quotes. Should in Python single quote also it will accept. Okay. It will click now. Let's check that whether it is working or not. And then we will go into the requirement. So launching the URL. Click on grid. And if you notice something, when we execute this page through automation, this is AdSense. This website enabled the AdSense. In sense, whenever I launch, they will get some money. And this is blocking the third row. Here, one more row is there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is getting blocked. So if I give any value here, there is a 2-way I can do it. During runtime, I should close this. Then I should scroll like this so that it will select. But how about in real project? In real project, in all the application, that's just like AdSense blocker, everything will be disabled by the admin team. None of your customer application will have any advertisement, any pop-up and all. So you no need to worry in the future project. So for easy thing, what I will do, I will try to select some 3 value like 1, 4, 6. If this is working, this also will work. 1, 4, 6. So let's try to first initialize these guys, like web element try to find it. It is 1 driver dot find element by dot xpath. One, 4, 6. 1, 4, 6. So let me try to find those xpath. Again, you can do it this way also. Let us right click, copy xpath. This is also fine, but I want to give like, and we have another tool called crowpath. So sorry, not crowpath, it's a selector hub. The developer of crowpath, now he just came out of crowpath and created its own tool, and he's from India. You can use the selector hub, copy relative xpath, and see. Actually, I have to teach you and make you to create some xpath like this. But nowadays we have some readily available tool that itself will create like how a user will try to do it. So it's an algorithm, automatically it will follow some pattern and create like this. 99% it will work. Sometimes even the even the selector hubs will not work properly. You will get like this. At that time, no other go, you have to code it by yourself. So in this example, luckily it worked. It's a selector hub. You can Google it like selectors hub for Chrome. This one. It's free only. And again, a YouTube channel is there for it. I'm just pinging you all. They have posted some videos how to use the selector hub tool. You can go through it. But remember one thing, I'm just helping you something after working into a project. For interviews and all, for while doing the assignments, please don't use selector hubs. Usually I will not expose these tools, but still fine. I trust you guys. If you practice here with selector hub means even in interview, it will be a very tough for you. When they screen share and ask you to type means it will never work out. So using selector hub will do it. To my knowledge, it will be 1. And exactly next one is 4. Even without inspecting, we can guess it will be 6. Exactly how it is in the application. We can cross check it. Click here, Control F. Can copy paste that and check it here. Yes, it is highlighting. 4, it is highlighting. 6, it is highlighting. Even you can type 9, it will highlight. It is highlighting. Now it will work, but this web page is with Google AdSense account. So it will hide. So I'm going with first and second row. This XPath, let me put it here. One, 4, 6. Now let's go for the coding. So let's create an action class, action object, new action class, passing the driver object. Okay. Then the object name dot. So just visualize what you're going to do it. You're going to press the key. What key? Press the control key. After that only you're going to use the mouse. So it is key down. Directly you can mention or on the object. Here there is no object, right? You're just pressing the control key. So keys dot, it is control key. You have pressed it. After you didn't remove it. You just pressed it and want to select values. That is click. So click with the object. Which object? Click 1. First click 1. I'm giving pass in between so that you can see it, the execution. In real time, you will not give it. Then click which one? 4. I'm giving pass so that it will be very slow for us to see. Then click 6. Oh, sorry, 146. Yes. After performing all, now you should not put perform. You should remove your finger. Dot key up. Which key? It is keys dot control. Yes, all series of action is done. Now you could perform. That's it. Semicolon. So pressing a key, clicking all the operations, clicking or using the mouse event and removing your finger. Let's see how this application works. So sometimes we will be using these types of codes also. If nothing, a normal way of automation code like no object is there, all dynamic, see 1, 4, 6. It's working. Now, if I give the third row, it will not work. So I have to manually do like this. Then when you do it, you will say, sir, code is not working for me. So it's again, a lot of queries will come. Now itself, I'm saying this website is having this pop-up. You manually, you can't close this every time. So better go with first 2 rows. So key down, you're just pressing the keyboard control key and selecting all the value with the help of mouse. After completing, you're removing your finger from keyboard, that is control key, and executing all together in single go dot perform. That's it. Driver dot close. Perfect. So whatever I planned for today, I'm done. Let me do a short recap, which is very, very important. Before that, is everyone clear till now? Everyone clear? First, tooltip. After recap also you can tell tooltip means you're moving the mouse pointer above a particular element with the help of move to element. And then if you want to verify that tooltip means in what attribute it will be there, mostly in the title attribute. With the help of get attribute method, you can do it. This done. And then how to perform the double click. Double click again, directly we have a method double click. So this is mandatory step, creating the object in the action class and passing the driver object. So action dot double click, pass that object dot perform. This is also done. And then right click, for right click, object dot, the name is context click, and pass the object, then you're choosing that. Done. Drag and drop. Here two place, that is what is the source and what is the target. So first one is drag me, and where you are dropping it, that is called drop here, this target. So with the help of drag and drop method, you can perform. And mouse over means again two concept, we are just clubbing it together. One is move to element dot perform. This will move the mouse pointer above that object, and then dot click. If you have multiple mouse over means you have to write, see here twice, move to element QA automation, move to element practice automation, then selecting the value. After this, keyboard actions. So performing all keyboard actions together. In this example, in Google search box, you're activating it and then pressing the key, shift key with the help of key down and typing the value. After you're done with that, removing your finger and pressing the enter key. Dot perform. This can be done with the help of action interface also. So you have to save the entire code in the series of action and action interface, make it as a build, and finally perform it. Now the last example, performing both keyboard and mouse actions. So first pressing the keyboard control key and performing all the mouse event. Once done, remove your finger from the keyboard, especially specifically from control key, then dot perform. So that's about for today. So Zoom team, you all can wait. Let me close this issue with YouTube. Is everyone clear in YouTube? Everyone clear? So that after I stop the live streaming, we can discuss one by one all your queries. So tomorrow again, we will have the class. Tomorrow, very important topics in terms of interviews we are going to discuss, so don't skip it. What we learned today is something, it's not very important for interview, but it's very important when you enter into the automation project. So many cheat codes we have discussed today. So keep this codes and the videos as reference so that if you forget something, you can come and just learn it from this video. Okay, I got reply. Thank you, Arun, Hemant, Anil, everyone. We'll see tomorrow. Good night. And just stop sharing it. Let me stop the streaming. We'll see tomorrow. Bye. Good night all.